Hey everybody, welcome to this Pink Cloud. I am DJ Kelly Reverb. We are a show that is about multiple pathways to recovery, mental health, all that good stuff. So weird today. I am sans my microphone and I feel naked. Naked and afraid. Which I am below the waist. Woo. Hey, anyway, be sure, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I am excited to have our guest on the show. I have known him since the Mars days, ancient history, ancient Dallas history. But you might know him as the DJ, resident DJ at the church here in Dallas, 2424 Swiss, and also It'll Do. But give it up for my good friend, Mr. Joe Virus, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Well, dude, thank you for doing this. It's been a long time in the making, because you and I have had the sober conversation before.
Oh yeah,
and and we're both in the same field, and I know that it wasn't a problem for you until it was a problem, similar to me. So. Yeah. But
exactly.
I want to, I guess, kind of tell people, a little bit of your backstory, that maybe, because I know you have a big Twitch stream as well, so maybe tell something, like that your Twitchers might not know. A little get to know Joe.
They know a lot. We have
like therapy sessions.
Oh, dude, there's a whole redemption on the channel for story time with Joe Virus, and I'm nice. I'm just gonna open up and spill the beans, and why not? I'm an open book, like I say. So
yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, anybody wants to know anything, I pretty much will tell you.
Okay.
At no charge.
Let's tell those people that aren't familiar. Okay. Let's hear a little bit of the backstory, and then we can talk about how we met and all that good stuff.
How far back do you want me to go? Because I can go.
Well, I mean, let's not go to the womb. Let's go to.
I was close.
Right.
I started
let's like teenage years, maybe, okay. And then maybe you're like where you started club career, like because I was watching a documentary with you in it, mm-hmm. where you started talking about how Skinny Puppy came on your radio, and it was the Jeff K show, KNON. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. He mind blown with all the music that Jeff played all the time. He introduced me to so many bands that you would just not ever hear anywhere else. And,
right.
Definitely not a Clear Channel.
Right. Well, and for those that don't know, KNON was the public access radio station, and they back in the day, that was before Edge came along, Edge Club and Edge mm-hmm. came along. That was really the only spot you could hear cool stuff.
We didn't have the internet.
It was Thud Slap and it was Chicken Gristle.
Oh, and man.
Then Jeff Lyles also had a show on there.
Jeff Lyles is cool, man. He's still cool.
Jeff Lyles still is cool, and he does the Kessler Theater now. He runs that.
He did it. He owns. I think he's one of the owners at the Longhorn Ballroom too. Which is cool. Where the Sex Pistols played there when they came and caused a riot in Dallas.
Right, the 77.
Way back.
Yeah. The infamous Dallas landmark for that reason.
And we've been doing the fetish ball there for a few years now.
Oh, right.
So cool. A couple of years at least. Yeah, I'll be back there.
All right, so let's hear a little bit of the musical history, and then how you got started DJing, and then we'll talk about the drinking and how that progressed as we go.
No problem. So I was probably 10 years old when I saw the movie Beat Street.
Nice.
and I saw the main DJ. I can't remember his name for the life of me, but he was the DJ, and he was scratching records, and I'm like, what is that?
Grandmaster Flash?
No. It was an actor. It was an actor that was playing a DJ.
It wasn't an actual DJ.
No, it wasn't an actual. He was playing the part, but he dressed cool. He had all the girls, hanging around him. He ends up with the hot girl at the end of the movie, right?
Right.
And but like it was like it felt real. I was from Philadelphia moving to Texas, so like
I did not know that.
It was a culture shock, yeah, because
Okay.
Philadelphia is a lot different than Texas, and
Yeah.
you know, the vibe, that movie reminded me of Philadelphia, even though it was New York. Philly has that kind of like urban decay kind of vibe, especially back in the 70s and 80s. And this is, I think this is like 83, 84 when I saw Beat Street, maybe I think around that time.
Okay.
And I'm like, I want to be that guy. He's scratching records. He's playing with synthesizers because he played like I think they had a synclavier in that movie. Okay. And I'm like, I want to do all this stuff. I want to be that guy because he's the coolest guy in the movie. He's at this. He's like, I mean, you know, there's the break dancers were really like the focal point, but he was like the cool guy, and I wanted that kind of like, I wanted to walk into a room and feel like him, and I wanted that. And then every time I watched a movie, if there was a nightclub scene, I'd pay attention to like, what's the DJ looking? What does he look like? What's he doing? What, you know, does he have any cool records on display? Because they would back in the day. And I saw a movie called Modern Girls, which turned into my favorite movie.
Yeah.
And there's a DJ in there who's a total prick, but he had all the girls lined up. He had like all the dudes wanting to hang out with him. And the one girl said, this girl walked up and took a picture of him, and this other person said to the main character, said, "That's Brad, the DJ. He's kind of a legend." And I'm like, dude, really?
I want to be Brad.
I want to be Brad, but not a dick. You know, I want to be kind of cool. You know, and but so you know, I got my first turntable set and not the right kind of mixer, and
it wasn't like a realistic.
It was
you didn't get the Radio Shack special.
It was a realistic microphone mixer.
Yeah. So, it had the 3 pots, right?
It had 4. It had 4,
oh,
and you can make it stereo. Ooh, and fancy. So I would take one turntable in and one turntable in. And I duct taped or electrical taped the knobs together, so slide 2 up at a time to be for each turntable.
Oh,
no
nice.
Crossfade, nothing. But I was learning to beat match that way. Right. And we went to like Thrift Town, and they had it's like a secondhand store, and there were 2 turntables that were busted up looking, but they were Pioneer. One was Pioneer and one was Techniques, and it wasn't a 1200. It was like an 1800.
Yeah, they were all their belt drive turntables.
This one was direct.
Oh, was
this one was direct, and it had instead of a slider, it had knobs.
Yeah,
and I think the Pioneer one had a dial, like you know, sticking out like kind of like a mod wheel on a synth, but sideways, and you could spin it up between 33 and 45, like you could pitch it up and down. I thought that was cool, and so I learned to beat match with UTFO Roxanne. I had bought 2 copies of it. I would save up my lunch money from school. And I got an allowance. I got $5 a week, so I would have enough to buy like 2 12-inch singles or an album at the end of the week because I would save up my lunch money. I was a skinny kid back then, man. I don't know what happened, but it's like, but I bought those records, man, and I learned how to beat match with UTFO, and then I got into Egyptian Lover, and then I went to a roller skating rink, and I'd never been to one before, and they have a DJ, and I'm like. I'm fascinated by what this guy's doing, you know, and not only is he like playing cool music and he wasn't scratching, which I questioned, but he was playing some cool songs and he was beat matching them back and forth. And I'm like, you could do this with other things than hip hop. I didn't realize that, you know, I didn't think, you know, outside the box.
Like disco,
and yeah, dude, disco was all beat match. I had no idea. I didn't know, you know, my parents listened to disco. I'm listening to rap and like electro rap. Sure. And so I picked up Egyptian Lover off the guy, like learned all the stuff, and I would sit there by the booth instead of skating. So I never learned to roller skate, but I learned to DJ.
You went to the skating rink to learn how to DJ. Well, and a lot of people did, man.
Yep, I mean it was cool. It was really neat. I
remember some of the first raves I did were actually at skating rinks.
Man. You know, I never got to DJ a roller rink, and that was like my dream gig back in the day.
Well, I think we can make that happen, dude.
We should.
I'll put in a call, dude. I'll put in a call.
I mean, it'll do kind of looks like a roller rink. I mean, I'm just saying.
Does, actually, yeah.
If we could get like a little bit of an insurance thing going on, you know.
Really thought about it, yeah.
But you know, so you know, that was when I was living in Atlanta. I got the buzz for it there, and then. When we moved back to Texas in '88, I was already mixing. I was already beat matching. I could juggle on vinyl, of course.
Right.
And I was like hanging out. And a couple of friends like, oh, so you DJ? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, that's cool, man. Nobody was a DJ back then. Nobody was a DJ. Barely anybody knew a DJ. Like DJs were like this. They were like on these pedestals. Like, in Dallas you had the Kelly Reverbs and the K2s and the A1 and Rob Vaughn and Terry Sims.
Yeah. Rob Vaughn was my goat.
Oh,
Rob Vaughn was my goat.
Yeah. Dude. I was at his 21st birthday party at Aqua Lounge. Man.
I just went to his 60th birthday party.
I was way too young to go to the party. But like, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. But yeah, like all those guys, they were hired because they had a collection. First of all, nobody had record collections. Like, I mean, people had a couple of records and CDs or whatever. But like DJs had like an extensive knowledge of that stuff and had deep vaults of music. And I was building my collection up. I was a collector of music since 10 years old. So I started DJing high school parties. And from the high school parties, my friend said, hey dude, let's go to level 5. And I'm like, what's that? And they're like, it's this teen club. I'm like, let's go to level 5. So we went there and I'm watching the DJ. I'm like, club DJing is different than party DJing, and I'm figuring this out. I'm learning this, and it's not like high school dance or roller rink DJing either. So I'm like,
or Beat Street.
Yeah, or Beat Street. And so it was all like, I'm hearing New York going into like American Soviets,
Oh yeah.
And like, dude, that's cool. Like, wow, he used the drum beat break in this with the synth break of this, and it was I was like, dude, that's the way that the DJs would break it down. It was neat, and so I was learning that way too, different genres. And then the raves hit Dallas in like '90. I went to Rave Massive, and at the Dallas Beach Club on Hall Street. And I think Plus 8 Records, Cybersonic was there, Richie Houghton was there.
I think I remember that well. Yeah,
Jeff K. They had a volleyball net in the back, and like. So we were back there playing volleyball while the DJs and artists were playing, and Plus 8 Records had a huge record like vault for sale there. Like you could buy all this vinyl. I bought Andromeda Gaza on 12-inch.
Oh, nice.
Dude, it was like that night blew my mind, and I'm like, this is what I want to do. So I came up with a name, and I started DJing raves, and I was doing kind of like early techno. And kind of a jungle sound mixed in with some industrial because I was
and what was the first incarnation? Was it always Joe Virus, or was there a predecessor? Let's hear that. Is this the one that you were going to take to the grave?
Yeah, I'll give you one. I'll give you one. And I was DJ Psycho Cube.
Okay.
And
dude, I've heard a lot worse.
Oh god, DJ Psycho Cube, and I got the name because there were these cubes that you could buy at the Container Store. That were for CDs, and I was just building up my CD collection, and they were called Psycho Cubes, and I'm like, dude, that logo's cool, and the name, and that's my DJ name.
All right, I like it. Okay,
so I was DJ Psycho Cube, and I started playing raves. I was
right,
and I did that till about 94 when one of the raves I DJ'd. I'm not going to name any names in this. Because we messed up some stuff, and I feel bad about it now. I'm a changed person from when I was back then. I used to party a lot back then.
Hey, look, we all make mistakes when we're kids, and
everybody got pushed back about 15 minutes at this rave. Everybody's DJ slot, and the guy that was coming on after me takes my record off the turntable and puts it on top of my records. And I'm like, bro, dude, I've still got 15 minutes. He's like, I'm supposed to go on next. I'm like, yeah, everything got pushed back 15 minutes. And I put my record back on, and he takes it and slings it into the crowd.
Oh.
And I'm like, dude, I don't know who you are, but that was my, I started, we fought. Yeah. We got into a fight. We got into a physical fight. And we rolled down the stairs out of the DJ booth, knocked over the rack that the live PA was going to do.
Oh, shit.
And broke knobs and shit off their synthesizers or whatever they had.
Right.
And I got kicked out.
Oh, okay.
He threw
do I know the other DJ?
Man, I wish I could remember his name.
Okay. Well then,
yeah, you might.
It wasn't like the headliner, right? It was like
he was not the headliner, as far as I knew.
Right.
Because everybody was local that I thought, but he was a big local name. And and he threw. I had a classic Capitol Records like carpeted record bag from the '60s that one of my friends at Capitol Records gave me as a gift with all my vinyl in it.
Oh, nice.
Instead of carrying a crate, so he threw that into the crowd with all my records, and the records went everywhere. Right. And I never got. I got kicked out. I got blacklisted from playing raves, and I got and I never got my money or my records for the night. Wow. You know, which kind of screwed me big time.
Look. Yeah, right. Not a strong start.
Not, you know, I mean, and that was kind of the strong end. I mean, I went out with a bang, kind of, but I was so mad. And I'm like, you know, fuck you guys. I'm gonna do industrial music. I'm gonna play industrial and goth clubs. Fuck, you know. And there were none. Like we had Clearview.
Right. Well, that was there was like nothing going on. Like, you know, back then, because like I mean, the goth scene today was known as like industrial and new beat.
Yep.
You know.
And that's what I was playing. There was a lot of new beat stuff too in my sets.
Right, and then that kind of morphed into what is now, you know, goth today. And I actually even think that goth has almost gotten a little more techno now.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
You know, it's gone kind of from, you know, your typo negative, which it's still, you know, that will always be there, but then it's kind of taken more of a blood rave turn.
Oh yeah, oh absolutely, you know? Absolutely, yeah. And thanks to like movies like Blade, you know, with that scene, dude. Right. That you know that scene.
Yeah, sure. Oh yeah,
that scene. I mean, there are so many blood raves that happen around the country where they have like sprinkler systems with fake blood in it that like spray the crowd, you know, red food coloring or whatever.
I played one, yes.
And and me too. And so it's like it's pretty awesome. And there's people that do backyard blood raves now. And what are you drinking there? It looks like blood raves.
Yeah, exactly. No, I do my Mio.
Oh, okay.
It is my coffee.
Like, staying young is what you're doing. You're staying young.
Exactly. It's just some red wine I'm having on my recovery podcast.
No. I thought it was blood. I mean, you know, because we're talking blood.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, you're a vampire after all.
Right.
Exactly. But
I have like so many quarts every 24 hours.
Oh, dude, you got it's the blood of virgins. You got to get that, and that's hard to find these days. So
exactly.
Let's
start talking about like where. Okay, so then. That's kind of the history, but then like when did you even start drinking? Because like I think the first time I started drinking maybe when I was like 16 and it was an open bar at a wedding. You know, like
my dad's retirement party. I was 14.
Okay.
And he retired from the Navy. This was 1988.
Okay.
And I 7-Up Gold had just come out. It was like this gold-colored 7-Up, and they had a 2-liter bottle on the table.
Right.
And one of my dad's Navy friends thought it'd be funny if, hey, let's trick Joe into drinking some peppermint schnapps, which is kind of like
I guess.
So okay. I guess that's why that was my poison at the time.
Right.
After, but like he poured, you know, he says, and hey Joe, have you tried the 7-Up Gold? And I'm like.
Right.
No, not yet. What's this? And I drank it, and I'm like, this is good. And I drank it like water, though, because that's how I drink sodas. I just went, oh. I mean, and I'm like, can I have more? He's like, no, maybe you shouldn't. I'm like, no, let me get one more. And so he poured me a little bit more. And I drank it, and I was, you know, hammered. Right? I ended up walking my mom's coworker to the car and trying to kiss her. I remember that.
Hell yeah, dude.
14,
dude. I like it.
I'm like, this is horrible. That was horrible. And you know, and I didn't like how I felt the next day. I didn't have a hangover so much because I didn't do a lot.
Sure. Well, yeah, and you were a kid too. So
and I was a skinny little skater dude, so it's like it went through me, and I instant drunk, and then or buzzed, I guess, and then and I'm like, you know, that wasn't so. I found out what it was after the fact, and then my dad was mad at that dude for a while, but I went to another one of my family reunions, and then people had some peppermint schnapps, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to drink this. I'm going to try this again because I remember when I was. And this is at like 18 now.
Okay.
And I'm like, there was a good 4-year gap. I didn't like the taste of alcohol, but I liked Rumplemints, and I
Well,
liked
yeah.
peppermint
I
schnapps.
mean, it's peppermint. It's fun.
Yeah, it
Who doesn't
tastes
like
the same
peppermint?
both ways.
Who's yeah, right? Who right? Just with
Sorry.
it doesn't really the bile doesn't really affect it.
Oh,
When
not at
it
all. No, no,
yeah,
no, not at all.
right.
Not at all. Like it
It's just
covers it masks that
it's
flavor.
warm going down and coming up. So
Ah.
right.
But like, so at 18, I had a couple of shots at the or drinks actually, just little Dixie cups, not Dixie, you know what I mean, the solo
Yeah.
cups, and
Gotcha.
and would sit there and walk around sipping Rumplemints at the party, and my mom wondering why my breath was so fresh, but like, and then I stayed away from it for a while, and then at 21, when I turned 21, I think I did one shot. My friend took me out, and not a shot. We had a drink. We had not zombie makers, mind erasers.
Yeah, that was the thing, dude.
This one bar on
Sex
University.
on the beach, dude.
Dude, I remember the sex on the
The sex on the beach of Chambord.
Dude, the Chambord in the little chocolate little things you could get at World Market that was real alcohol. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know, and boy, I found out. But like, and I used to, and I know I'm talking about this with like praise and love, and this is a recovery, thing.
I mean, dude, look, it's marketing, and dude, that's how, like, we're just brought up in a culture, where it's part of the culture, it's part of the landscape, and it's just like, oh, that's funny, let's get him messed up, and it's just a normal thing for it to be a part of the landscape, and some of us take it, to a different level, but it takes us a while, which I think, we both did. But I tell you what, real quick, let me throw in a commercial, and we'll be right back.
Are you an old fool who's so cool like us? Funky Gold is a network of skilled and hardworking DFW DJs over 40. We gather to create a mutually supportive environment for all members who are doing big things. Our DJs are leaders in the community who bring special skills and opportunities to share. We strive for professionalism in the music business, and we have hearts of gold. Not to mention we have the coolest swag and the funkiest headquarters. If you're interested in learning more about joining the crew, connect with us on Instagram, YouTube, or Gmail at Funky Gold Network.
Okay, and that's our sponsor. We love Funky Gold Network. And then we also have some new music, and here that is. All right, and that is actually some of the new music actually played by that guy right there. That was actually that was actually footage I got of you. You were nice enough to play that at the 31st anniversary of the church. Our remix of "Here Comes the Rain Again," and then also the new one that's not even out yet, called "Dark Room," and it was just cool because. It's so cool as a producer, and this to see the end result, dude. It's like, oh wow, that's why I spent hours obsessing over the transient on the kick, or whatever. Yeah. But so I wanted to shout you out for that. And then also I was going to say we're streaming on Spotify, so just if you go Kelly Reverb, you can follow me there. And then also follow the podcast. And
also, congratulations! I know you just hit like 1 million streams recently.
Oh, I did. I
Dude,
did actually. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. It's pretty amazing. I don't mean to turn this into me, but it's cool. I hit the 5-year mark, and subsequently, I've had some key supports from some, like Steve Aoki and stuff like that. But then, also hit the 5-year mark. I mean, the 5-year mark on the not drinking. So it's really cool to see like the level that you can function at, when you're not chasing the hangover every day. But anyway,
no,
so yeah,
so let's do.
Let's jump into where, like, cause since you were, that was footage of you at, It'll Do. Let's talk about where you joined the church at 2424 Swiss, and kind of talk about, like, I guess, that and how it coincided with the drinking career, and then when you made that decision to stop.
So right before I started at the Lizard Lounge is when my drinking problem had gotten to a point where I didn't know my limits with different alcohol, because I only had drank Rumpelmans only for the longest time, and that and the Mind Erasers. I love those, were like my drinks. So I didn't know anything else, and so I would go to Club Clearview, and I'd see one of my friends playing, drummer for a band that I know. He'd be like, Joe, let's do a shot. I'm like, cool. I don't know what this is, but woo, and I would be floored, and then other people would want to do shots with me, and I'm like, I'm cool. This is cool. I'm the cool guy doing shots with people. That amplified. I lost a relationship over it. I'm Brad, the asshole DJ from Modern Girls. I became that guy for a minute, and I lost a really good relationship over it. And I lived in a killer apartment in Oak Lawn. It was eight. It was an old mansion turned into 8 like huge apartments.
Oh, cool!
And
kind of like a little
$350 a month, dude. $350 a month, all bills paid.
Yeah, that's cool,
dude.
Man.
Totally, Melrose Place all the way. And it was, but ours was like done up like some artist came in and had painted it all crazy.
Oh, that's cool.
And I messed up. I got way too drunk, and I'll be dead honest. I had a radio show on KNON. Go figure. And
what was that show called?
It was the Hideous Couch Show with Honest Steve and DJ Virus.
Okay.
And I had taken over for a guy named Raccoon Man. And but we did punk and noise and industrial and goth and anything.
That's why I wore my Vandal shirt today for you,
dude. Love the Vandals, man. There's a scene in the opening scene of the movie Dudes, with John Cryer and Daniel Roebuck. They're and Flea from the Chili Peppers. They're like New York.
I need to still watch that movie,
dude. Yeah, dude. They're New York punks that want to move to L.A. Right? So a lot of shit happens, and there's all kinds of bad stuff. But the Vandals are in the opening scene playing Urban Struggle. Yeah, it's so cool. Want to be a cowboy.
You actually hit me to another movie. Not just a side note. But it was the Lost, like, John Hughes movie, and it was Frank Whaley was in it, and Jennifer. Oh, what was that movie called? I'll think of it. I'll look it up.
Okay,
I'll look it up right now. Actually, go ahead. But anyway, carry on, and I'll tell you the name.
So, like, my bandmate from that, or he was my bandmate and my co-host on the radio show, said, "Hey Joe, have you ever had a brain scrape before?" I'm like, "What's that?"
Right.
He's like, "Well, drink half of this beer and let me." And I did. I guzzled it down like water, because that's how I drank, because I didn't know better, and I was young.
Nobody taught you. Right.
In my 20s,
Yeah.
And my parents sure didn't.
Right.
But like, he poured gin and filled up the beer bottle with gin, so it was half beer and gin. And I'm like, this is disgusting. He's like, well, just down it. I was instantly gone. I was so gone, and I'm like, just, this was the first time I had been totally like
wasted,
drunk, like totally wasted, slurring words, stumbling over shit. And I go outside the door, and my girlfriend's outside, who I lived with. She's outside. We had Barney hanging from a tree. We were going to do piñata with Barney.
Oh, nice.
And the purple dinosaur. And I'm going over to her, and I see her, and I thought she was making out with her boss. And this girl, she worked for ExxonMobil. She was making the dough, I was the live-in boyfriend artist guy, you know, not having to do shit. And this is why I had to start working at Guitar Center in Mars, you know, because she kicked me out. She kicked me out. I had to find a place to live. So I see her and I think she's like making out with her boss, and I go up and I grab the guy and I'm about to swing on him. And luckily the rest of my band and other people grabbed me and pulled me away from the guy before I hit the guy. I knocked him down, and I'm like, I fuck all you, and I ran back into the apartment, and I had to pee really bad, so I'm there peeing, and this is the embarrassing story of the whole thing. Like this whole thing, I'm peeing, and through the glass window by our bathroom, I'm hearing say, "So are you gonna dump him yet or what?" And I'm like, motherfucker, who is this? What? Who's gonna dump who? And so I go to zip up my pants and realize I didn't even whip it out. I'm just peeing inside my pants. Oh, nice. In front of the toilet, standing there.
Right.
So I've got pee all the way down my leg. And I run out there and I'm like, who the fuck? Who's breaking up with who? No, whatever. Blah, 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 everywhere.
Oh, wow.
So I'm covered, and I run back to the bathroom, leaving a trail into the house. And I wake up the next day in a bed full of vomit and other things, and it was disgusting. With a note pinned to the door, you have 3 days to find a new place to fucking live.
Right, yeah. Well,
and I'm like...
And I mean, that's the thing, like, I think, you know, where, you know, you, like, because we've had previous conversations, and you kind of seemed like you were more of the binger guy. Like, you know, it was, like, not necessarily an everyday kind of thing. It was just like, I mean, you know, there was pockets of it, but, you know, it went really bad really quick for you.
Every time. Like, you know, it was, I didn't drink a lot. Like, I wasn't a daily drinker. Yeah, but when I did, I drank to get fucked up. But unintentionally, I turned into asshole. Especially with gin, I would turn into, like, I would get violently sick. And I
had friends that would do that with, like, tequila, like the tequila drunk. Oh, because God, like whenever they would hit that, I go, look, I know you're going to start some shit with somebody, and I do not have your back. Before the night begins, I go, I'm going to be over here while you're getting arrested, okay? Yeah. So just so we're clear, that's how this is going to go down. And I would do it, and I would just sit there and watch the cops fucking go, you know, hey, you need to fucking sober up and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, so I know what I relate to the gin and the angry drunk aspect.
Yeah. I mean, I could go to, we would go to Snooki's. Do you remember Snooki's on Lemon?
Sure.
Or Oak Lawn and Lemon. We would go to Snooki's on Martini Mondays and get like $2 martinis.
Hell yeah!
And I was fine, right? Because I wasn't just guzzling a bottle or half a bottle. You know, it was a drink. It had stuff to it, and I could handle that. And everybody would make fun of me because I liked the waitress there, and they'd like, you know, do all kinds of little scenarios to try to get us to talk or whatever, and I'm like, shut up, guys, leave me alone. But I was fine. But if somebody like let me overindulge, I would. And especially with Rumplemints, like there's a party I went to, you know, I started DJing at the church, and when you're the DJ
what year
at the
was
club,
that, by the way, when you were DJing
1998, I started in the video bar, and in '99 I took over the main room. So like
and then weren't you also lights as well?
No. I did video. I did the video wall stuff, or all the video screens.
Oh, that's it.
On Friday and Saturday.
I remember when they built the extra
extra booth.
Yeah,
that was my office, man. That was nobody else's office.
Right? Yeah.
The sidecar.
Yeah.
Dude, I would do, and that was my office. Nobody else ran that. That was my like.
Well, no, I remember because it was definitely like, oh wow, that's cool. What you're doing there is, you know, over there, and that was the beginning of that.
Yeah, that was like 2005. Yeah, 2005. Yeah. Like I had early gear. Like I was mixing DVDs together of stuff that I had cool graphics of and putting it up on TVs. We didn't even have LED walls. We had TVs. So Yeah, it would be on
100%.
these big screen TVs, like 70-inch TVs before like that was a thing that you could get randomly.
Sure.
But we bought a bunch of that stuff and did that, and I ran those videos. But I was there 4 nights a week at the club, Thursday through Sunday, and that's when I could afford to drink a lot, and especially when you work.
Well, also, when you
I'll tell
work
this,
there.
at the Lizard Lounge, you either got drinks free or they were like $1. Like you had like $1 or $1.25 or whatever the discount was for employees. You would get that, and of course and so like. And at the church, even before that, man, at the church from 95 to like 2000, get in before 11 and drinks were 75-cent bottled beer.
Oh, yeah.
And you go $20 and you're shit hammered till midnight, and beyond. But but everybody wants to buy the DJ a drink. Sorry if there's a lot of creeping going on. But everybody wants to buy the DJ a drink. So I would like, okay, well, what do you like? I'm like, I like buttery nipples, like, and I like and I like Rumple Mints. And they're like, ew, you like Rumple Mints? I'm like, don't judge. I like it a lot.
Okay.
And I like Mind Erasers. And then there was a thing that Corey, the old bartender Corey, who he went blind.
I remember. Yeah, Corey.
Love Corey. Corey was my bartender forever. And like I was in the video bar for a good 5 to 10 years.
Oh wow!
Before they got the other DJs to come in, Wild Bill and everybody else. But Corey was like my bartender. If I was too loud for him and he couldn't hear the customers, he'd start chunking ice at me.
Oh yeah,
like flinging ice. But he knew that I liked. He made a drink when he was bartending at Start Club for me called the Blue Monday.
Okay.
And it's basically an adios motherfucker.
Right.
So he would make me those every night and send it over, and I'm like, cool, I'm getting drinks now. And people would go, hey, what does a DJ like? He likes these Blue Mondays. Give him this or give him a shot of Rumple Mints. And so that I would drink until about midnight because I thought in my mind I could sober up by 4 o'clock.
Yeah. Sure.
And so.
Well, that's the rule of thumb. You stop here and then you'll be okay to drive here.
Oh yeah. That's always allegedly.
The plan.
And so
the plan
20 years of that. So
right.
And I never got into any trouble. One story in '99, I actually did ecstasy, and I worked at the clubhouse. So working at the church, this guy, this like kind of just a big loaf-looking guy, just came in, and he's in a suit though, and I'm like, I don't. This guy's kind of is he undercover? Like, are we gonna get raided? What's gonna happen? He comes up and says, hey, I work at the clubhouse, and I'm like, oh, Vinny and Daryl's place,
right,
Pantera, the strip club, and they're like, yeah, we're looking for a goth DJ to do like a goth night at the clubhouse, and I'm like,
oh, cool,
dude, I've never been to a strip. I had never been to a strip club at that point.
Okay,
and I'm like, I mean, that sounds cool, yeah. Right. They paid me a lot. And I was hooked. I thought it was cool. It was easy money for me, and all I had to do was play the songs the girls wanted. No hip hop because they didn't want hip hop there. But the goth night went over so well that they hired me, full time to be their weekday DJ.
Right.
And on Saturday nights, this is before I was working. This is before 2005 when I started working at the club at the church or Lizard Lounge. They had me working Saturday nights the booth while Dr. Rock was out with the mic hyping up the crowd, and it was a party, and it was a 2-man show. But man, I was drinking. People would come up with shots. Daryl would come up with a black tooth, and like we do shots on TV. That was a wild ride. I met everybody there. Ozzy Osbourne's band, Metallica, Marilyn Manson. Even like movie stars, Jamie Kennedy, Dennis Hoff from the old Chicken Ranch, I guess.
I got a name drop for you. You ready? Speaking of ecstasy, like I was at Lizard Lounge, right? And it was back when I was in the main room at Lizard Lounge, and Pauly Shore shows up,
No
right?
shit.
So Pauly Shore shows up, and he's close talking me, dude.
Oh.
You know, like he's in my personal space, like here, dude.
Oh no.
And he goes, "Hey, man," and like I can almost feel like, you know, like his body is like, you know, like you would like if you're slow dancing with somebody, you know. And like I'm almost feeling his junk on my leg, dude.
Oh,
He's so close to me, kind of thing, dude. Like, and he's like, "You know where I can get any X?" Like that. And I looked around and I go, I just did one of these.
Oh man,
you know,
look around. Yeah,
so he was saying, it's like probably the dude with the backpack, you know, or something like that. That was funny. That reminded me of that story.
Two girls from the club. I went through a breakup one night, and and two of the girls were like, "We got to get you out of this fucking slump," and they took me to a rave, and I think it's almost time for a commercial though. Is it?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
No, I already did the commercial. Yeah, so we're good.
Oh, okay. So they take me to a rave to like cheer me up, and they say, and they pull me through and it's at Star. Do you remember Star Video? It used to be a video rental house on like Regal Row and 35.
Okay, I am.
It had an angled roof like this. Had an angled roof like this. It was like one story here, but like a 3-story, you know, side over here. But it was just empty. It was gutted. It was abandoned, I guess, and somebody made it into a rave spot. And they had. I walk in and I'm like, there's a little bar selling orange juice and water, and I'm like, that's boring. And then I look over, and the crowd's out there, and the lights were on the ground aimed up, and I'm like, that's dumb having your moving headlights on the floor. Like, they couldn't afford trees. What's up, you know? And the visuals on the wall made no sense to me, and I'm like, this is messed up. And so the girls they grab me by the hand and they're taking me through the crowd, and we go out a back door into like a covered parking area, and there's a limousine parked there.
Okay.
And they're like, do you have $40? And I'm like, yeah. So they open up the door to the limo. We get in. There's a guy in there with a big gun. I think it's like some sort of submachine gun looking thing sitting on his lap in the back. We go up to the front. The window goes down. They hand them my money and their money too. They bought stuff too. Yeah. And out comes these little foil packs with X in it. And little or baggies. I don't remember, but I got 2 pills. I got 2 pills for $40. Oh, and we leave, and I say bye and thank you to the guy with the gun, and walk back into the rave. And we go over to by the bar, and we get water and orange juice and or Sunny D or whatever it was, and like,
you're like, that's why all these people are drinking that.
I'm like, dude, I've never done drugs in my life. You know, I smoked weed once and got sick, and so never did anything, never smoked, drank a lot, but didn't ever do any drugs. And they're like, well, being that this is your first time here, break this in half and take half of it now. And then, and if you like it, you can take the rest later. And I'm like, okay. And I took it. And nothing happened. I'm sitting there pissed. They go off to go do girly things somewhere. Yeah. And
to go dance with each other.
Yeah. And
tell each other how hot they look.
Yeah, you know.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm there at the bar, sitting down at the bar, talking to the guy at the counter, and just talking. I'm like, this is bullshit. It's like it looked like Excedrin. It looked like they gave me Excedrin, and when I took it, I chewed it up and swallowed it, and I didn't like, and so then I took the other half. And waited another 5 minutes, and again nothing happened. I'm like, this is some bunk shit. I grabbed the other pill and popped the other pill, because I'm like, it's just Excedrin. I have a headache now, so let's just go with it. Maybe it'll fix my headache. Right. And I'm mad, and I'm getting hot, but I don't. But nothing's wrong, and I'm drinking the water, and I'm talking to the bartender, and then one of the girls comes up, Angel comes up and taps me on the shoulder, and she's like, "Hey Joe," and I went like this to look at her. And the whole room went, and followed later after I did when I looked over, and I'm like, whoa. And she goes, oh, Joe, okay, do you have that other pill? And I'm like, I took it. And she goes, you took both? And I'm like,
that's hilarious.
So I go and I'm dancing. And there's a guy, I'm not going to mention names, but there's a guy in Dallas. If you know him, you know that he's like one of the biggest X-heads in Dallas. And he was out there rolling his balls off dancing. I look over, of all people, to see when I'm dancing to this music now, because now I know all the moves. Right. And now the lights coming up through the crowd is making shadow puppets everywhere. And I'm like, I get it now. And the graphics on the wall are coming out at me. I'm like, I get it. I understand. I know all the moves. I look over, and there he is right there. And he's like, Joe. And I'm like, ah. And he's like, I love this song. And I love this song too, man. It's the best. And I'm dancing my ass off. And then the break, the buildup comes, and then the drop. And then boom. Bye, 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 bye. And I'm like,
what?
Dude, I love it sick.
What just happened? But dude, I think the funniest thing is that you bought it. I mean, okay, hey, I'm a dealer. I've got a shit ton of X that I'm gonna sell these kids. So I'm gonna hang out in a limo with a submachine gun and just pedal out of the limo.
If it didn't happen, I wouldn't believe it, because it sounds. Right. I mean, that's something you see in like a movie, and it's like. Yeah. And it was there at the Star Video on Regal Row. I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but whatever. Like, that was 20, 30 years ago.
Right. Well, hey, so let's take the story to, like, where you're... Because I know, like, once you start DJing at Lizard Lounge and stuff like that, and I mean, we've got, about another 10 minutes or so.
Oh,
but,
sorry.
Like, where you're DJing at Lizard Lounge, and then, you were also touring with your band and stuff, and then where did you get to when it actually just, you finally said enough was enough, and you kind of lead up to that.
Yeah. I decided that ecstasy was not my thing that day, because it was too good to be like, and I'm like, I will spend the rest of my life savings on all this, and I can't do that. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm just going to stick to drinking and partying like that, and that's what it's going to be. And I started getting really bad. I started having parties at my house with my friends, and after I got married in 2001. So I started having a lot of parties, and one of the parties, somebody brought a bottle of Bombay Sapphire gin. Okay. And I'm like, oh, you enemy, and I poured some shots, and I drank the rest of the bottle, and I got sick that night. And I decided, you know what? I'm only going to drink on my birthday once a year. And I did that for a long time.
So that was 2001 that happened?
No, that was like 2010.
Okay, so then you had, and it was another binge episode. So
it was a bad binge episode. I mean, I binged a lot during that time. There were a lot of times where I was way too drunk for anything. Right. But the changing moment for me, I went on a tour with Andy from Combi Christ. Okay. One of the bands that I would play at the club, and that was my 40th birthday. And it was a drunken blur, because he would get on the mic, hey, it's Joe's birthday, everybody buy him a blue drink, he likes blue drinks. Right. And they were lined up with, like, 35 people would line up with a Adios Motherfucker, and I would take a sip or two from each one, set it down, and then take them back to the green room and just go. Right. And in Tulsa, Oklahoma, I was like on the verge of quitting, because there's video footage of me that leaked out of me drunk, stickers from bands, Sharpie on my face, like they drew all kinds of shit, and me leaning back drunk, and just this fat, sweaty, drunken slob of a person that I hated. I hate this video. I hate that person in that video. Okay. And I begging for my friend's wife. Like, I'm like, where's Julie? I need Julie. I gotta talk to Julie. I'm like almost crying. Like, I have no idea what that
turned into, like a man child.
Dude, I was baby Joe, dude. It sucked. Yeah, right. And there's footage of that, and that's what and people were posing with pictures for me, like, and so at that point I'm like I can't even drink on my birthday, and so I stopped. Every once in a while, a band would come to town, and we'd all be at one of the bars, and I'd do a shot with them, and that was it. And that was it. Yeah. And I'm like, I can control this. Right. But, no, I really couldn't, because sometimes I would, again, splurge. And then one night it was my birthday, my 43rd birthday.
Okay.
And my wife showed up at the club, surprised me.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody came up and somebody said, "Hey Joe, do you want anything from the bar?" And I'm like, I looked at my wife. I'm like, "Can I do a shot? Do you think?" She goes, "One shot won't hurt."
Right.
I'm like,
famous last words.
Rumplemans.
Right.
And they go and get me a Rumpleman shot. And Brian, the bartender, looks at me like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's
right.
cool." Yeah, she said okay.
Right.
So, and then I did the shot, and I'm there, and and she kisses me and leaves. She goes home. My friend takes her home.
Yeah.
And then more people come up. "Hey, I saw you doing Rumplemans here, man." And I'm like,
You're
"Oh, hell yeah!"
Bro. Right. Yeah.
Between 12 o'clock and 1:30, I don't know how many shots of Rumplemans I did, but I was blitzkrieged. And I go and I tell my friend Rick, I'm like, "Rick, can you DJ? I got to go to the bathroom." And Rick comes over and he's like, yeah, I got this, and I'll be right back.
Yeah.
I go back to the bathroom and I take a leak, and I start passing out, and I feel myself falling towards the wall, and I'm like, shit. I did that at Start Club one night when I was trashed.
Oh, nice.
I was looking at TVs that were up above me in the Start Club bathroom,
like,
and I went right into the wall. But I did that there. I know we're running out of time, but I got shit hammered bad, and I go to the bathroom, I stand up, I wash my face, and after I peed, I was more drunk than I was before. It felt like all that was left was alcohol in me, and I walk out, and I'm stumbling. I'm hanging onto the walls for life, and one of the security guards sees me, and says, "Dude, we're gonna sit you down over here." And he sat me down in the little star room that we had, this little chill room. And I put a big old trash barrel in front of me.
Oh yeah.
And I'm horking out everything, and and I pass out over the thing, and people started taking selfies with me. Passed out.
You're like that. That seems like a theme, dude.
Yeah. And,
passed out Joe, dude.
I'm like passed out. There's people that are like, and I'm apologizing to people half awake.
I love that.
I'm so sorry.
And I love that, like when the profuse apologies start happening for no reason. You're like, I think
sorry, I didn't mean to. It's cool, Joe. This is awesome. I'm like, no, it's not. and the next thing I know, Rick is shaking my shoulder. Dude, wake up. I'm like, huh? Dude, it's 4:30. We got to get out of here. I'm like, 4:30? Yeah. Wait, I got to finish my set.
Right. Yeah. Whoops.
He already packed up all my gear. He already did, they already got my pay for me, and I'm like, and he's like, I'm like, wait a minute, are you driving me home? Who's going to drive my car? He's like, no, we got to go the opposite direction. I'm like, oh shit. So I had to ask, because I didn't want to leave my car in Dallas. I lived in Euless, so I'm like 30 miles away. Yeah. And I'm like, I didn't want to leave my car there, so I had to have one of my bouncers drive me in my car home, and had Wolf, one of our other security guards, follow him all the way back to Euless, and then drive him all the way back to the club to get his car, so he could drive an hour home. Jeez. And when I puked in my car, and I mean, I had a thing to catch it, but still, it was just like putting my friends through that. Yeah. Putting other people out. Like when I'm just putting myself out, I didn't. Yeah,
it's one thing, but then the thing is you don't realize what collateral damage you might be causing, and it sounds like that you kind of realized it that night.
And then by fire, dude.
Yeah. And the thing is you got to figure it out on your own, and your own path and everything. But real quick, so now you're still coming back in town, right? Let's talk about your Twitch stream, and then you still come and play in Dallas. So, what are the Sunday schedules for your appearances here, and then also your Twitch schedule?
So I'm there. I'm at the church at It'll Do almost every other month. Like it's been every other month this year.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm there 10 times a year. Sometimes
Okay.
I'm there 7 or 6.
Okay.
But this year I think it's going to be 8. I go back in October for Halloween. I'll be there Halloween weekend, and then or week I guess that I think it's a Friday. And then I'll be there. I should be there for the Fetish Ball, which is like a 3-day event. I might be there 4 days for that. And I'll DJ like 3 of those nights, and then I'm usually there for New Year's Eve, but I don't know if I'm there this year for New Year's Eve.
Okay.
So it's like it's almost every other month, pretty much. At the holiday season is weird because it's like I'm there 3 times.
Yeah, it lands on different days, and
so we usually skip September and August and September. So I usually don't go to Dallas in those days.
Well, and I have
Wasteland weekend out here.
Honestly, those are the worst months to be here. Is August because we know the hot
heat and the humidity. I'm here in the desert where I live now, and it's dry heat, and it's a real thing, and it's awesome. And now on Twitch, I do twitch.tv/JoeVirus, and it's I'm there usually Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Like I have Tuesdays and Saturdays off, so I can either go to concerts or watch a movie and chill. And I do different nights. Like I'll do a retro night one night. I'll do goth, like super goth stuff, like Typo and Sisters and Bauhaus. That's Friday night. Super industrial stuff is Thursday. Wednesday's always retro, and Sunday night I'm basically doing what I used to do at the church.
Okay.
So it's all the church classics plus some current
that's
stuff.
Cool. And they can also follow you on Instagram at
JoeVirus 23.
Okay, yeah.
23.
And then that probably can take them to your Twitch channel in case they're unfamiliar.
I have everything there. I have a link tree thing too set up somewhere. I can send you that link. And
well, no, but your link tree, I can put that down in the description or whatever. I can just grab it off your social. But yeah, so they can catch you there. And I thought of the movie Career Opportunities.
Oh, dude. Yes, at a Target. It happens at a Target.
I know, dude. And it was Frank Bailey and Jennifer Connelly.
Jennifer Connelly, dude.
And it was like her first movie,
dude. And I like,
and I found out that movie from you, but via Kevin, because Kevin and I were roommates. K2, we were roommates, and he was like, and everybody was a huge John Hughes fan back in the day, and I remember. He goes, "Oh, Joe told me about this movie that like nobody's ever heard of because it didn't really ever, take off commercially like his other stuff did." And then we watched it, and of course, fell in love with the movie immediately.
Dude, it's so cool.
It's the like most. Did he like? Okay, was he like the writer on it, or I can't remember.
That I don't remember.
I know it was Hughes adjacent.
Yeah. I remember.
But anyway, but it was a very John Hughes-esque movie, and he was the writer, but maybe not the director. But for some reason, it was like one of those brilliant movies that fell through the cracks, kind of like you were talking about Dudes.
Oh, yeah. Dudes, man.
I gotta watch Dudes now. And then, and then also people can catch you on the. I don't want to give that a plug, but if they want to see. The documentary, yeah.
They can go to darksanctuarythemovie.com, and it'll show you all the places. It's streaming on Prime, on Google Play, Amazon. Wait, I already said Amazon. All over the place. YouTube.
Streaming on all major platforms.
Yeah,
is what
all the big ones.
Okay, well, cool. Yeah, because I just watched it last night on Prime, and it was like $2.39 to rent for 30 days, and I'm like, okay, cool.
I got a phone call.
It was cool because I got to see a lot. Even though I was part of the history there, it was cool to see. Like stuff I didn't know. The owner, Don Nedler, was, a DJ.
He's a DJ.
And, and all that stuff. But I knew bits and pieces, but then it kind of all made sense. And I liked how it unintentionally, how the church became like a safe space. Just like, I like to say like the Isle of Misfit Toys.
Yes,
You know
absolutely.
what I mean? You
100%.
know,
Yeah.
and I love that, and I love when a community like that comes together, and you know, it makes sense, dude. And you know, they have
It's
a. Go
it's
ahead.
not like that anywhere else. It's not like that
Yeah,
anywhere else.
yeah.
I've been to scenes all over the country,
Hmm.
and there's nothing quite like the church as far as like the community goes. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
sure, a club is a club, and any DJ can play the same songs. You know, you could do the same thing anywhere,
right.
but to have a community that's so tight knit like that,
Hmm.
we call it a family. Um,
Yeah.
we would have like, you know, church family day out at Six Flags, and a bunch of people
Uh-huh.
would go. Don rented one of my favorite nights. I had just started DJing there. Don
Uh-huh.
rented a like a tour bus,
Uh-huh.
and had all these VIP people at the church load
Uh-huh.
into it, and took us to a
Right.
Depeche Mode concert.
Oh, nice. I was
And
probably at that Depeche Mode concert.
you were probably at the show.
I don't
He
think
took
I've
us.
missed.
He took us in the in that bus, and
Mhm.
we're all like singing goth songs on the way
Yeah.
to and from, and
Nice.
and it was a while. You know, he one thing I will give praise to Don. You know, first of
Mhm.
all, he kept me on board for so long,
Right.
and I'm still there, which is cool. Even though I live in Cali now, it's like he
Right.
flies me out. So
Yeah.
I think that's really awesome. And so thank you for that. He really took care of his crowd. He really took care of the goth crowd.
Yeah.
You know, he stuck through with me even through my worst drunken stages.
Hmm.
He was there the night that I passed out on that bucket. You know,
Yeah.
and I still had a job when I went back the next night.
Right.
You know,
And you're
um,
lucky he didn't throw you in the trash can like they
I
did Carl.
I never got dumpster dropped, man. Never
Right.
got dumpster dropped. But every time though, he'd like, you know, he'd send one of the security guards. Don wants to see you up in the office. I'm like, oh
Oh shit!
shit, what did I do?
Done.
And then every time I go up there, it's like, dude, I had this great idea for this party, and I'm like,
All right. Oh.
cool, okay.
Okay. Shoot.
But you
That's
know how it is, because I mean, you've
yeah.
been there with things, so you know.
Oh yeah.
Dude, thank you
Of
so
course,
much
sir.
for having me.
Well, yeah, dude. And
I
thanks
hope
for coming
somebody
on,
gets
man. I
something out of
appreciate
this.
you. I appreciate you telling your story, and and it's
I'm
like I said,
long-winded.
like
I apologize for that.
what's that?
I said I apologize for being
Oh
long-winded.
no,
I'm
well,
trying to
dude,
tell a
you
little
and me,
story.
dude, we could literally talk for 3 hours, which we
We
did
were
the other day,
we were
and
on
we're
3
just
hours on
like,
the phone.
I think we're like ADHD together, and then throw in music and movies and all the same interests we have, dude. It's like tangent after tangent after tangent after
Absolutely.
tangent, and it's just like, oh yeah, this was the original point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and we can circle back around and we get to it.
Yeah.
But like, you know, a cool thing that what I like about our relationship is we both experienced a lot of the same situations and a lot of the
Mhm.
same things
Yeah.
in two different scenes, you know?
Yeah.
Like in two totally different scenes.
Well, but
And
the thing is I've always loved and vibed with the goth scene, but then I have this other side that wants to go play disco house too.
yeah,
And I have, but I mean, but I'm a fan of music, man. And I
Same,
don't
same.
I don't have one genre. I'm not genre specific or genre locked. I mean, I like it literally all, man. I mean,
Exactly.
I
Same.
mean, hell, dude. I'm
You're
wearing
wearing Vandals.
I'm wearing a Vandals shirt. I've got a Beastie Boys magazine, and let's see, I've got a Prince record. Like, I mean, I'm
Nice.
just like that's like me, dude. Like, I'm literally, you know, just I love music. Period.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, same, man.
there's music. There's two kinds of music. Music I like and music I don't.
See, and
And I-
that's what I tell people. They're like, what genre of music do you like listen to? I'm like, I listen to good music.
Right, exactly. That's
Yeah.
my favorite.
If
That's
I-
my
if my
favorite
favorite-
genre. Good
Yeah,
music.
good
Right.
music is my favorite. That's my jam. I don't listen to bad music. I know
All
it's
right.
all opinions, but whatever. But yeah, we've been
Yeah.
going over.
But yeah, but dude, no, I appreciate you being on, and shout out to Mr. Roboto back there.
Oh, yeah.
Domo arigato, sir. But thanks again for being on. Be sure to check out his Twitch stream, and then also be sure to subscribe to the podcast, This Pink Cloud. Also follow the music stuff, Kelly Reverb, and then next week we'll be back and we'll have some good stuff. So be sure and join us then. And remember, kids, there is no magic pill for sobriety, because if there was, we would all take too many.